Schools are back in session countrywide following the 2-month July-August break. However, the opening of 8 schools in the city, Iflot, Stroudville in Region 3, on the east coast of Demerara and Linden will be delayed due to ongoing construction. According to a circular from the Ministry of Education, the 8 schools are Tocqueville Primary and Secondary, Iflot Secondary, Vicelus Primary, Maria Henrietta Primary, Alexander Village Nursery, and St. Rose's High. The date for the reopening of those schools are September 11th, with the exception of Alexander Village Nursery, that reopened its doors on August 2nd. The Ministry of Education in a statement said government began its latest effort to improve education infrastructure by renovating, rehabilitating, repairing, building, and rebuilding more than 1,100 schools across the country. The ministry said the contractors at 8 schools were unable to complete their tasks at 7 of the 8 schools, but that arrangements are in place to cater for any instructional time lost. Today, a member of the Tocqueville alumni, Colin Ben, explained that while the 2 schools will be reopened on September 11, the secondary students will be housed at the South Rumville Secondary, while the primary students will return to their classes, but in a safe zone that will be set up in the compound.
We sat and we had a very fruitful discussion with the Chief Education Officer and his team. And what we came up with is that we're going to create a barrier between the secondary and the primary where no construction whatsoever would be taking place where the primary is. And we will now move from using the eastern entrance where everybody normally uses, and we will come and use the northern entrance, which is right down there that you see down there. We will be using that northern entrance for the primary school, the primary and the primary only. But all this is based on once they get everything in order by now, and let's say the 9th, because we can't wait till the 11th to find out that.
He said the PTA and the alumni members were trying to meet with the education officials prior to the contract being awarded to discuss the scope of work and encourage them to have the work done in phase.
Then we were very much interested in the design and the scope of work that would have been taking place. And we were very much interested in the timeline of which the work would have been done. We make several calls. At one time, we had a meeting among ourselves up to about 11 o'clock the night. And we call the engineer and ask him for a meeting so that we can discuss it. The engineer agreed, but he said we had to talk to his PPO, the PPO for us. And since then, they never get back to us.
Ben explained too that the concern was raised about the students working in an environment of dust and noise pollution.
Once there's construction, there will always be noise and dust pollution. What we did, like I said, we had to come to an applicable agreement somewhere along the line, because we try not to have the children being at home. Remember, they was home for a very long time during COVID, and what the admissions was saying is that the online classes don't be that successful and beneficial to the student, because many of them don't have the equipment, and those who have, sometimes nobody is home to supervise them and all of it.